Hello all, Terhi Koskinen here. This is my first tutorial for Scrapbook Werkstatt and I'm really excited about it. I'm showing you how to do this mixed media layout, and we are starting with choosing the photographs, of course, but also with white cardstock. And as I'm going to use quite a lot wet media on the page, I'm using this Vicki Boutin gel to make it waterproof and a little texture on the background. I seem to have this cork little stuck, but as you see, I'm really handy with scissors, and then I felt a little frustrated and I throw it away, and now there's something else on top of the bottle. But anyway, I'm using a palette knife to spread this gel all over the page, mostly on top of the areas I'm going to add the wet media. I have the vision in my mind about how to make this, so that's why I know how to and where I'll add the gel. Once it's dry, you can air dry it or use a heat gun, but once it's completely dry, I'm going to use this really old stamp I have. It's a chicken wire stamp and I really love that. As you see, it's really used, but it works still. I'm using Versamark ink because I'm doing some embossing. This is a golden embossing powder, and you can already see the patterns of the stamping. I really like that stamp. It makes any mixed media page look even more mixed media, so it's really cool. Then once I'm ready with this embossing powder, I'll just check out that it's all there, and I have all the areas made what I had in mind. And at this point, if you feel like you have too much something going on the page, you can easily wipe off the embossed areas with baby wipe, because you added the gel first to the paper, so you can play with the stamping and do whatever as long as you don't heat it. And once I'm in this embossing mood, I decided to grab one word from one of the stickers I have. This is some kind of older American crafts collection where this beautiful word came. It's a white puffy sticker so I'm just adding embossing powder on top, and as you can see, it also have now the embossing powder around it, but as there is a sticker behind the word, it's easy to take off and then adhere to the layout. Be careful with the heat gun. I actually burned my fingers while I was using heat gun for this, but who cares? Something happens and that's it. So next phase is to make some watercoloring to the background. As you can see, the embossing powder on top of the background is now shiny, so it's ready to go and will resist the wet media. And I'm starting just flick the watercolors all over. I'm using this Vicki Boutin watercolor brush, which I have 6 of them, different sizes, all sent by Scrapbook Werkstatt, so I'm really happy to try these. These have some really nice effect with the water, because some watercolor brushes are really hard and you have to like really press them to have the water coming through. So these are not, these are soft and the water comes through easily, so I really like these. I'm going in with greens and some blue. I'm not happy with the lime green, so I'm trying to mix it with blue and darker green, and well, I can play like this like forever, but of course at some point I will have to find my end. And then I'm going to let the background dry, and while it's drying I'm using these beautiful Vicki Boutin All the Good Things collection papers and making the paper layers for the layout. First I chose this background for the photographs. I'm making really small frames for the photographs because I want to kind of highlight the photographs from the quite busy background. So these light and small frames will do the effect perfectly. I'm using 3D foam for almost every layer I make to make sure that there is enough air and shadows and dimension on the page. Yeah. And of course that when I'm cutting all the papers I want to make sure I use every piece, so that's why I'm also adding the leftovers from the photograph paper to the paper layers I'm doing now. And I want to use this beautiful butterfly paper too somehow, because the I can't even talk anymore. Anyway, I want to use these beautiful butterflies for my layout. I actually thought to make a layout with all these butterflies on the background, but then again, maybe that would be too much. Or not. Well, anyway, this layout was not with all the butterflies, but I'm picking up like 3 or 4 turquoise or greenish ones to make sure that they match the background perfectly. There was actually some butterflies on the packaging of these ephemera pieces and clips and all kind of things in this All the Good Things collection. So never underestimate the power of packaging as well, because you can use those as embellishments too. So now I'm going to do this paper layers for the layout, and as said and as you see, there's that little frame for the photograph, and now I'm just picking up the papers one by one and keeping up them in my other hand, and then layering. I'm going to use stapler in this phase because it allows me to add something more between the layers if I want to add something more later. This is something I do all the time, so if you have watched my videos before or been on my classes or something, you have probably heard about this, but it's something I really love. I'm going to try to mix this purple shade paper and the green shade paper, and it seems that it really fits quite well. Maybe it's because that photograph is so pinkish, or just it fits so well. Of course, all the papers are from one and same collection, so that also helps mixing paper colors and making even weird color combos. So now I just want to make sure that I have enough everything on the page, and I'm planning how to design the page, how to fit the title on top and everything like that. Now this is what I thought before. These cute little clips are of course easy to use as a clip, but I also find this one more butterfly from the packaging. It's this quite big turquoise one, and as I'm a big fan of turquoise, I really wanted to cut it out. And as it's from the packaging, it's much more shinier, it has more sheen than the paper ones have, so it's really nice detail. Try it, it will be fun. There's also some flowers and maybe a bird, if I remember right, so something for everyone. I added one puffy sticker from Pink Paisley Wild and Free collection, which is also sent me by Scrapbook Werkstatt. So I really like to combine things from different collections. That makes nice details for the page. I'm just thinking where to add this magical word, because it wasn't good on top of the photos, and it always takes some time to make sure that all the embellishments are exactly where I want them to be. Now I want to repeat the golden color somehow on top of the embellishments and papers, so I picked up one of my favorite mists. This is Heidi Swap color sign gold mist, and I actually use it almost on my every single page. So this is it. It was easy and fun, and I really hope you liked it, and I hope you are inspired. Thank you for Scrapbook Werkstatt for the products. Bye!